welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted to be joined once again by Steve. This is a fight breakdown prediction video for Leigh against Mauricio Lara, which takes place on February the 18th at Nottingham Arena. Leigh is defending his world title. Steve, really appreciate your time once again. How have things been since we last spoke?
Yeah, they've been good, been busy, lots going on. But yeah, thanks for having me back. So yeah, I appreciate it.
No worries at all. I think this fight is guaranteed to be a good fight. It's one of those where there's going to be fireworks and there's lots of opinions flying around. Interested to get your take on things. My first question is, a lot of people have been discussing kind of betting odds and the fact that Leigh is I think a 3-1 underdog in his hometown, which you consider he is the champion. He is fighting in Nottingham, where he's from. A lot of people are surprised by that. Are you surprised at those 3-1 odds?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised. He's the home fighter. You know, he's going to have, the whole of Nottingham behind him, I think, for this one. And he may well need it, to be honest with you. But the thing with Lara, he's young, he's explosive. He can knock people out. It's as simple as that. Leigh, he's getting on a bit, maybe 34 now. So, yeah, I can see why, but I definitely think, them odds are generous anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to hearing what your official prediction is in a few minutes' time. Just a bit of background on Mauricio Lara, Steve. I think it's fair to say a lot of people weren't aware of him until he was picked to face Josh Warrington a couple of years ago in a behind closed doors fight. I think the fight was at Wembley Arena, from what I remember. Just give me your thoughts on that fight, basically, kind of what your thoughts were when Lara kind of knocked Josh Warrington out. Really, it was kind of a massive shock for a lot of people. Tell me what your thoughts were.
I think he surprised a lot of people. To be honest with you, he just come onto the scene. Tough Mexican fighter. Probably most fans didn't know much about him, and I think he's just announced himself with that fight against Warrington. Made a massive statement and doing what he did to Warrington, really.
Yeah, absolutely. It was pretty scary. We know since then, obviously, they had that rematch, which I don't think we really need to touch on. It got stopped in the second round to do a cut, but he's had a couple of KO wins since then, arguably against lesser opposition than Josh Warrington. And now Lara's stepping up to fight for a world title with a record of 25-2. Leigh, on the other hand, 26-2, so almost identical records there. Just in a nutshell, give me your general thoughts on Leigh's career, Steve. I think one of the fights I remember, I was ringside when he lost on points to Jazza Dickens, which was a while back. And it's weird to think he's in this position 4 or 5 years later. Obviously had that fantastic win over Michael Conlan last year in a Fight of the Year contender. Just give me your general thoughts on Leigh as a fighter, please.
Awesome. He's turned his career around. It's almost the Cinderella story, a Cinderella man story, what he's done for his career, and, continue to box, perform, at high levels as well. The Conlan fight last year could have been one of the fights of the year, easy contender for the fight of the year. But he's had a remarkable turnaround in career. It just shows you, I guess, with boxers, if you stick at it, anything can happen, really. So,
yeah, absolutely. Fair play to Leigh. I think he's very kind of popular among British fight fans, and it's great to see someone have so much success at his age.
Yeah. I think he's humble with it, and that's what the fans like as well. So, and he's obviously got the balls to take this fight on as well. So, which many fighters would have advised against, maybe.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, we didn't really touch on that, did we? I think the fact this is a voluntary defense. He's not being forced to fight Mauricio Lara. And that's what fight fans want to see. I think they want to see people take risks and not go for easy options. And yeah, if you consider, how he won how that fight against Michael Conlan was won, Then he obviously had a period of being injured, and then go straight back into a fight against one of the most dangerous fights in the division.
Absolutely, and I think if he can beat Lara, again, it's a big statement, isn't it? Really, that he deserves to be recognised as one of the best.
100%. Okay, Steve, we've kind of gone into the background of both fighters here. Really interested to hear what your official prediction for this fight is. Who wins this fight and how do they win it? I know it's a tough one. I do feel bad asking you, but going to ask you for prediction on this one.
It is a tough one. I've been thinking about this loads, to be honest with you, and my heart is definitely with Wood, but my head keeps on saying Lara for the win. He's too destructive. He's got a hell of a punch on him. If I had to be put on the spot, I would say Lara sort of middle to late rounds for the stoppage, but it wouldn't surprise me at the same time. We've seen it with Wood before. He can pull out a shot from nowhere and change the fight. So, but if I have to stick my neck out, I'll go Lara sort of middle to late rounds.
Yeah. Respect you doing that. I think a lot of people might refuse to give a prediction or might give a bit of kind of a closed off answer. But yeah, you're going like a lot of people. You are going for Lara on this one.
Yeah, by no means I want Wood to win. Don't get me wrong, and it'd be hell of a victory. But like I said, my heart says Wood, but my head definitely go for Lara.
No, interesting. Steve, really appreciate your time, your opinions as always. It's been great to speak to you again. Lots of fights coming up in March and April, so I'm sure we will catch up again soon. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.